I'm good, man. A little underwhelmed, if I'm being honest. I thought we'd see a little more movie wise this Super Bowl,
Mhm.
and we didn't get a ton, but what we got was awesome. But yeah, like it was a good Super Bowl. Congrats to the Rams.
Yeah.
Really happy for Aaron Darnold. I'm a huge fan of his, and Matt Stafford, I mean, finally got a chance to, play in some big games, and he showed up. He made the plays he needed to. So, like, congrats to the Rams. Cooper Cup is a beast. I fucking love that dude. That guy,
Yeah.
goddamn. But yeah, it was a good game, back and forth. I was engaged the whole time. The halftime show kicked ass. That was wonderful.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, like Super Bowl was it's always nice when it's actually competitive, and it was
Yeah.
competitive like really the whole way through. So I mean, you can't really. I would have liked it to be a little higher scoring because I'm a sucker for like a 31 like 28 game, but
Mm.
it was a good game though. It was a really good game. I was happy. It was better than last year's. So
Yeah. Because last year was the Chiefs and the Bucks, and it was a blowout pretty much because it was a
yeah,
domination. Because I mean, Chiefs had no offensive line,
at
and
all.
then they were just running Mahomes all over the field. So it wasn't really all that competitive. So he couldn't even throw to his targets and everything like that. This game it was a little more tighter. So the final score was Rams 23-20, tight game. The Bengals had a great story coming into it, Cinderella story, because they were this underdog team all throughout the playoffs. People picked them. They're probably going to lose against the Titans. Then when they faced the Chiefs, a lot of people picked them to lose against the Chiefs. They were like, oh well, Chiefs are going to run all over them. They're going to dominate them, but they end up coming back and beating the Chiefs. And it seemed like a game that was kind of going in similar situations that the Bengals had been in, where a team goes up on them and then they kind of make a comeback because during the coming going into the first end of the first half, going into the second half, the Rams were up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the Rams were up. It was 14-3 going into the second half, right?
Yes. Yes. And Joe Burrow, man, he's been playing from behind like these whole playoffs. So to your point, the narrative was there for them to come back. I wasn't, celebrating or anything like that. It's like this is still a game. And what, 12 seconds into the third quarter, they scored off of a huge missed call by the refs, which I was like, God damn, you guys missed that
Yeah,
that ridiculous pass interference, that face mask.
yeah,
But yeah,
uh,
then it was a game.
yeah. Jalen Ramsey seemed like he had a lot of balls thrown at him that were kind of key plays in the game because he had that one where it was like Jamar
Yeah.
Chase, where it was like I think it was in the fourth quarter where Jamar Chase kind of caught the ball and he kind of baited him and then faked him out, and then
Yes.
he kind of ran for a first down. Then it was the play where he kind of got beat. I think it was also Jamar Chase who got a long play for first down.
Yeah, like 43 yards, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're talking about the play. Who was the player that did the face mask? It was number 85. I forgot his name.
I'm blanking, but I know who you're talking about. But yeah, it was like a very clearly missed call,
Yeah.
and that kind of swung the momentum of the whole game
Oh
because
yeah.
if the Bengals don't get that touchdown, I think we're having a way different conversation now. I'm already on Twitter seeing people go like the refs screwed the Bengals. Look, y'all, the Bengals had their chances and they just couldn't execute. Like
Oh
like
yeah.
let's call it what it is. Like Joe Burrow, I'm a fan of his. The fact they even got to the Super Bowl, it's something that the Bengals should be incredibly proud of, considering how long that franchise has been in purgatory. And I think they'll be back, but give the Rams their credit, give Aaron Darnold credit, give Von Miller and the rest of that defensive front. They started getting the Burrow in the fourth quarter, and they started making plays. And I think Aaron Darnold's already a top five defensive player, and this solidifies that, if not puts him in top three. So
Mm.
I mean, this is a big. Super Bowl win for him. But Stafford had what, 2 interceptions? Like
Well,
again, the Bengals had chances. Like
I mean, the one, well, yeah, he had 2 interceptions. One really wasn't his fault because it kind of bounced off a guy's hand. The other one,
fair.
the other one was his fault because he told the guy to kind of go deep, and then he was trying to go deep, and then the guy he just intercepted the ball because he's trying to throw to Jeffries, and he just intercepted it. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the defense really stepped up because after that pick, it only got them 3 points. And if they had scored a touchdown after that pick, that really would have probably put it in for them in that game.
Yeah.
That really would have probably cost them that game. And then also that missed field goal that they had, that 1 point was like, wow,
Extra point.
that was so crucial. Coming towards the end of the game, I was like, wow, I bet you they missed that 1 point right now.
Yeah. And Odell Beckham going down early too. Like what, second quarter he went down, didn't come back. Like
and he was
so
having
I mean, the Bengals had chances. Yeah.
And Odell was having a good game. I mean, he was having a game you expect a guy to have like that who, you get Odell Beckham because all the attention is going to be mostly on Kupp.
Yes.
So it's going to, you really expect Beckham to pick up with that slack. But also big shout out to the third string tight end that the Rams had. He was really stepping up.
He was great.
He was really stepping up. And then, like you said, Aaron Donald, it seemed like after that scuffle where he pushed Burrow out of bounds, and then after that just like lit a fire. He's like, okay, I'm ready now. Okay, I'm not going to lose this game. Like, I'm going to go beast mode. Him and Von Miller was just like, okay, I'm going to go beast mode. And then they started sacking him completely where he just didn't get touched throughout the game. And then all of a sudden he had like 7 sacks. Just all of them start to rack up one after the other. They were just getting to him. And that offensive line of the Bengals is not good. It's not that very good of offensive line.
So that's going to be the story going in the offseason because, look, taking nothing away from Joe Burrow for as tough as he is and all that, but you can't let your quarterback get hit that many times, and keep them being a franchise quarterback. I mean, he'll be Andrew Luck if they let him keep taking punishment like this. Like, they need to get him an O-line so he can be protected because I mean they've got Chase, they've got Higgins, they've got Utama, the tight end, they've got Mixon, like they've got offensive weapons, but they need an O-line. Like that should be primarily what they focus on in the offseason. But congrats to the Bengals. They played a hell of a game and nothing but love and respect for Joe Burrow. But I mean, credit to Sean McVay. Like it was kind of looking like they might give the game away again, and he'd be 0-2 in Super Bowls, but they found a way to pull it off.
Yeah, because the Rams' run game they were giving them nothing run game wise, absolutely nothing. They couldn't even get. I mean, they probably averaged 2 yards a carry, like a yard or 2 yards a carry. Like,
I think it was like Cam Akers had 11 rushes for 28 yards or something like that. Like it was terrible. No one could run the ball.
No, they couldn't run the ball for anything. And didn't that look scary when Burrow got caught up and then his knee kind of didn't that look like that looked absolutely terrifying.
And that's the same knee that tore his ACL. So I was like, oh no, shit!
They said it wasn't the same. It was the other knee.
What was the other knee? Okay,
yeah,
But to your point, that tackle when the guy came down, the look, he screamed. I was like, "Oh no!" And I hope I guess he's okay. But yeah, that looks scary at first glance.
So, Cal said since he almost had it. Yeah, they did. They almost had it. But yeah, that defense. I think it was between Donald and Kupp for being MVP. I think you could have made it. Argument, but yeah.
I think if Kupp only has 1 touchdown, I think you could sway it more for Darnold. But that last drive, though, they told the Bengals, we're going to Cooper Kupp over and over again, and they double him, they triple him, and McVay found a way to get him in motion and give him the backfield, and just found ways to get him the ball. Still, I mean, you can't. So I was a huge advocate for him winning regular season MVP. I didn't think it was even a contest, considering how he won the Triple Crown and everything. And it went to Aaron Rodgers, douchebag. But I really thought it should have been Cooper Kupp. So I'm really happy he at least got the the Super Bowl MVP, and I will be looking to draft him in fantasy next year because
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's made a legend out of Calvin Johnson, now kind of Cooper Cup. But yeah, Cooper Cup. I mean, I think if I had to place a vote for White Guy of the Year, it's gonna be Cooper Cup. I think Cooper Cup's my
Oh
white
yeah.
guy. He's the white guy of 2022. Yeah. Amazing. I mean, he was a warrior out there, man. I mean, he took that
He
hit helmet
was.
to helmet. I mean, they were like I said, double teaming him, and he just got open. They were they just like this. They just couldn't stop the guy. He just was that dominant. They just couldn't stop the guy, and they knew everybody was going to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And just real quick, the Rams went all in. Like they traded multiple like first round draft picks and all this stuff to get Stafford, to get Von Miller, to get OBJ. Like they went all in this year, and like this was the goal, and they did it. Like you gotta give them credit for that, for gambling away a couple years of draft picks to win now, and they did. So I mean,
Yeah,
credit to the Rams organization.
because rarely that ever happens. Like when people put all their chips in, that rarely kind of happens when they win a championship. Like that kind of almost feels like it rarely happens. And then
Yeah.
for Matthew Stafford to be in his first year in LA to win, that is pretty great. Cal, he said that no, he said his vote is for Eminem for taking that knee. That's his vote.
Yeah, so do you want to talk about that halftime show real quick?
Yeah, yeah, might as well. Yes, since we're on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so first off, it was like my iPod when I was 14 came to life for 15 minutes. I was like, this is fucking awesome. But Snoop looks great, man. I feel like Snoop just doesn't age. It was a trip to see the Death Row uh necklace that he's wearing out there. It was like, yeah, because Snoop owns Death Row now, which what a trip, what a trip that is. And seeing Dre out there actually playing piano, and Mary J. Blige, who just does not age.
Hmm.
Who, by the way, we people really need to understand that for all the R&B singers, now your Janelle Monáe's, your SZA's, all that. Mary J. Blige is kind of one of those unsung R&B legends who I think just goes under the radar, and she really
Really?
shouldn't.
You think so?
I personally think so. I think she's one of those people that because Aaliyah's usually one of the first ones that a lot of people bring up, and then if I bring up Mary J, people kind of go, "Oh, that's right, yeah." It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, Mary J, put some respect on her name, and I was so happy to see her get this platform and really show out the way she did. I'm going to be the asshole, say it. It was weird to see 50 Cent kind of looking like like grimace 50 Cent. Like he just
Yeah.
looks.
It seemed like yeah. By the way, hey Dante, Dante Mustang. Hey man, how's it going? Glad you could stop by. But yeah, when it showed 50, which was a surprise, 50 popped up.
Oh yeah,
Him hanging from the ceiling like he did in his famous music
in the
video
club.
in the
In the
club.
club.
It was like yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like he was kind of like it was like he was like hanging up there for too long, and all the blood kind of rushed to his head because it sounded like he was rapping like he was like, oh shit, I've been up here for too long, like because this is like he was kind of so slow and everything like that. And then he came down and tried to come out rap again, and it was just kind of like, yeah, it was like didn't have all that energy. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like Axl Rose at the VMAs, too, when he goes running out to the microphone. He's like, it was like that shit. And again, I'm a huge 50 Cent fan. Get Rich or Die Trying is probably one of my favorite rap albums ever. But yeah, you could tell he was out of breath rapping. It's like, all right, man, like.
Yeah,
Mm.
and you see, he didn't do it shirtless like he did, in the video, in the club video. He didn't do it shirtless. Yeah,
I mean, probably a reason for that. I mean, look, the pandemic's hit us all differently. I mean, I'm sure, I'm
yeah,
sure he's still in good shape, but is he in 50 shape? Maybe not,
yeah.
but
Because when he did that, when he was like what 20, probably 20 his 20s.
oh yeah, couldn't have been older than 24.
Yeah,
Like I don't think.
yeah.
So,
Now he's 50, ain't he? Or no?
is he 50?
I don't know. Is he?
He can't be 50. Now you got okay. Now I'm gonna have to look this up because I'm
Oh, he's
actually
46.
curious.
Okay, he's 46.
Okay, you were close. All right, like
Yeah.
the thing is like me talking shit. Like he still looks great,
Yeah.
but he's just not. But it's not. It's not when that come out? '02, something like that. Like it's not then. It's been 20 years. So
Yeah.
not trying to talk too much shit, but yeah, he was out of breath when he went to rap. Everyone else nailed their shit for the most part. I mean, I already mentioned Mary J. Blige was great. I wish we would have gotten some more Kendrick.
Yeah.
I will be the first to admit I would have liked another song for Kendrick, but the bit we did get to hear him do all right was wonderful, and I
Yeah.
love the choreography.
Yeah. How's it going there, Nick? How's it going there,
So
man?
Nick,
Um, yeah. Do you like the whole melody thing? Because I kind of figured they were gonna do that, like do a melody of everybody's big song and have it play one into the next. And I kind of figured they were gonna do that because there's so many guests that they had. So they had, in the Super Bowl halftime performance, they had Dr. Dre, they had Mary J. Blige, they had Snoop Dogg, they had Eminem, they had 50 Cent, they had Kendrick Lamar. Part of why they had the artists was because the Super Bowl took place in LA this year. So they got big time LA artists, and LA is known for the hip hop scene, gangster rap. That's where kind of one of the big birthplaces of it. And
yep,
so they brought in two of the most influential figures of that, in Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And one of the new kind of faces of that now of LA hip hop is Kendrick Lamar. So it kind of made sense why
yeah.
you kind of bring them in there. So yeah, I mean, do you kind of like that style of doing that, the whole melody of that, of going into like popular songs?
I think if you mix it similar in the way that they did, like Jay Z and Linkin Park's Collision Course is a good example. How you can take a couple songs and blend them so that they kind of go one into the other. And I thought the melody overall, how we got from each song, was really well done. I love the set design too, like how like everyone kind of felt like they were partying off on their own, and they would kind of bring everyone together. Like it was, I thought it was really well staged too. It was really cool to see Anderson Paak on the drums too. That was something I was not expecting. It was like, oh shit, okay, but yeah, honestly, I thought everyone brought it. It was cool to see Dre up there because we don't see Dre too often,
Yeah, true.
so it was cool to see Dre up there. It was cool to see him actually play piano. That was something I was not expecting at all. But Snoop looked good. M sounded great. Bit of a hot take. I'm not crazy about the song "Lose Yourself." Like that's actually I think one of his weaker songs.
Really?
I don't know. It's just never hit for me in that way that it hits for most people. I mean, and he won an Oscar for that song. Like I
Yeah.
understand how insane that is, but
Yeah.
I loved his performance of it.
You you don't
But
like Mom's Spaghetti, huh?
yeah, I'm not I'm not crazy about Mom's Spaghetti in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could use another 10 minutes to be honest. Like it felt a little short. That's
Mm,
probably my one gripe. It was only like 15 minutes. And I
mm.
was like, I could use another 5, maybe another 7, eight
Yeah.
minutes. But overall, though, absolutely dug it. We're on a pretty good streak of halftime shows because we had oh crap, what was last year? Now they're all starting
I
to blend
wasn't at the
together, and I'm
weekend
thinking about
last
it.
year. It was the
Oh,
weekend.
that's right. Well, I think it was the weekend.
I
Yeah,
didn't
and I
really
thought
like the
his. I thought
weekends too much. I didn't really. And
really
I like
okay.
the
So
weekend's music, but I didn't like his performance in the Super Bowl. I don't know.
okay. So I like this performance. The last one I remember going, please turn this off, was that Maroon 5 one. I was like, God damn, this sucks. That was
Yeah.
like that was the one. I was like, all right, we can stop this right
When
now.
was
And
that one?
Katy Perry, that was like 3 years ago, I want to say,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
because we have Lady Gaga. I think it was like like 2 years ago, and I thought she killed it. But yeah, Maroon 5 was pretty bad. Katy Perry was really bad until Missy Elliott showed up. I was like, oh, thank God, someone with talent.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
like
like I like
it's
some of
been
Katy Perry's songs. I just don't think I wouldn't pay to see her live, but I like her music. But I wouldn't pay to see,
exactly.
I wouldn't pay to see her live.
Yeah, there's like 6 songs of hers. I go like, okay, but for a halftime show, like you need someone dynamic to do, to do a halftime show. Like so,
Yeah.
that's why I was kind of like, she's a bit of an odd choice. But yeah, overall though, I thought the halftime show kicked ass, and the game was fun, and for the most part, some fun some fun TV trailers, but honest to God, I thought I was watching a crypto TV show because that's all I saw commercials for was fucking crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess final thing about like the halftime show before getting into commercials for me. I think this was a pretty good halftime show. I think this is probably the most I liked one since maybe the Beyonce one, probably, which was in 2013. Because that's the one I
Okay.
remember the most. I think thinking about it, like trying to think about all the other halftime shows before this one, I'm like, which one I remember the most? I think the Beyonce one was probably really really great. Um,
Yeah.
but you speak about the Super Bowl because we're going to get into the commercials we liked or we remember because hey, this is the day of we're trying to what I mean, trying to get
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of crypto stuff. First of all, that commercial with LeBron James and young LeBron, it was weird looking as hell. I'm sorry, that shit freak that was freaky
Yeah.
as fuck. That was fucking like that looked like LeBron James from like PlayStation 3. You know what I mean? PlayStation 2 LeBron James. I'm like, what the fuck?
He looked like a ghetto sim, is what he looked like. Like it was a really weird, it was a really weird fucking look for him.
Yeah, so there was a lot of I felt like there was a lot of crypto commercials. There was a lot of commercials for streaming shows. Like you had the commercial
Yep.
for Peacock and Showtime and Netflix, and I felt like there was a lot of stuff like that for the commercials. Um, as far as like crazy commercials, I don't feel like there was a whole lot of like crazy ones. I don't remember any really. Do you remember any like shocking crazy ones or no?
I mean, there are a couple that Lay's one with Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen. That was funny,
Hmm.
where Seth Rogen gets married to that demon ghost
Mm-hmm.
basically, and they're like reminiscing about all the times that Lay's happened to be involved in their lives. That was actually pretty funny. Um, the cable guy one with
Yeah.
Verizon. It was cool to see Jim Carrey back in that role because I think that is, if I ever got a chance to interview Jim Carrey, that would be the first movie I ask him about. I fucking adore the cable
I
guy,
do
and
like the
it's
cable
actually a
guy.
movie. And considering how we are in the age of streaming now, that movie has aged hilariously well. Considering how we have everything on our phones now, it's a fascinating conversation you could have about that film. But outside of that, there was the Austin Powers commercial for GM. That was fun. It was cool to see Doctor Evil again.
Mm.
Um,
Dante
outside of
Dante Must Die said the Pringles one was hilarious. What was the Pringles one?
Oh, that's the one where the guy got his like hand cut in the can, and he like got married with it, and like ripped the
Oh,
cake off, and
okay.
yeah, that was weird to me, to be honest, because like seeing him die in the Pringles still being on his wrist, so it's like it's a little weird, but all right.
Mm,
But yeah, I know some people really like that one, so
yeah. A commercial for me. I mean, this was kind of a lame one for me, but I think the ending was kind of funny. It was the one with the Joneses, the one where they did like Rashida Jones and Leslie Jones and
I
Tommy
like
Lee.
that one.
It kind of was kind of a lame concept because it was like okay, we're gonna bring together all these people with the last name Jones, even though Jones is a very common last name, and it has all these other
Yeah,
famous Jones. So it had less, and they were all driving Ram trucks. So it was an advertisement for the trucks. But it did end funny because at the end when they all drive up to the hill, then all of a sudden the Jonas brother he comes up driving up, and
yeah,
they were like,
Nick.
and then Tommy Lee Jones like, okay, well, I don't even know who you are, but let's go. And it's like okay, that's funny to me because Tommy Lee Jones probably really doesn't know who the fuck Nick Jonas
Oh yeah,
is.
there's no fucking way.
There's
There's
no
no way
way.
Tommy Lee Jones.
There is no way Tommy Lee Jones knows who the fuck Nick Jonas is. So that was like a real moment. Like that felt like a real moment. Like yeah, I don't even know who you are, but okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like yeah, okay, yeah. But I thought it ended pretty funny. I thought that was kind of a good line.
Yeah.
The Paul Rudd Seth Rogen one I thought was cool. I liked them. Um, what else was kind of a good one to me? I'm trying to think in my head. Do you have any
Oh,
more?
the one that kind of ran long, but it was weird. But I did chuckle throughout all of it. Was the Andre 3000 one with Zendaya about Squarespace that actually caught me off guard. I was like, because I'm always happy to see Andre 3000. I was like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
but Yeah. So that was kind of weird, but I was happy to see that. And then the other one was the one about I think it was BMW. It was Schwarzenegger and Salma Hayek, and Schwarzenegger was playing Zeus for
Yeah,
some reason.
and they were singing Electric Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah, which again, corny as hell, but it's Schwarzenegger. It's in line with him. I laughed. Like again, dumb, but I had fun with it.
Yeah, and it's I always Selma Hayek. I always love me some Selma Hayek. Yeah.
Right? I'm saying, but
Yeah. So that's pretty good.